It's just that from the very beginning, I wasn't very good at being responsible, not just for myself personally, but how can I be responsible for everyone I care about, today, let alone many of great people I know today on YouTube? We are 412 Films, and needless to say though that I was 18 years old since September 1st of 2014 when I first started YouTube, and basically though, I mean, look at me now. I mean, back then I was just like, I had a die-hard attitude. I was just letting people know that pretty much if I had been training in the ring, like that was it. I mean, I really want to be a part of this business any way that I can in wrestling. And it was just felt so great if I haven't accomplished just that, but yeah, basically my attitude was back then was never give up, die-hard attitude, and I've never given up in my life, and that's when the ride began since September 1st of 2014.
In the month of September 1st of 2014, Cole Behan wanted to start off his YouTube career, and ever since then he tried signing up, but he had help from his cousin Dakota Behan. Soon after, he debuted at Tuesday Night War in 2015. He had his war with SpongeBob in the past, but soon his rivalry would soon be replaced by Tiger Millionaire.
Yeah, my rivalry with Tiger Millionaire since 2014. My wrestling show began since 2012, Tuesday Night War. And in 2013, I had that huge war with Tiger Millionaire since my high school days. Basically, it was kind of a huge rivalry during the time, and my mom was just like, "Son, you better stop doing that rivalry because he's a cartoon character and you're a person. That's gotta end someplace." And to my family at the time, if I haven't just accomplished a lot of times, but letting my mom know that I think there was no way I was going to give up, knowing of how much I had to work, knowing that this was just so much hard work into the show, and that Tiger Millionaire and I ended our rivalry since late 2017, I believe. Yeah, it was 2018 actually that rivalry came to an end during the time. I remember a time when I started off YouTube during the time, and when it was 2015 during the new year, things were really hard on me at times. I was trying to come up with ideas for the channel, do something that no one's never seen before during the time. And of course, let everyone know one thing was, throughout the years when I did wrestling, like Tuesday Night War, for example, was one of them. And I was just like, man, what's the next wrestling show going to be like? What's the other wrestling show going to be like?
2017, the Hardcore Wrestling Federation reached a Hardcore and Beyondly debut. And so far, though it had so many great talents, a lot of hardcore matches over the years.
I think that the Hardcore Wrestling Federation kind of gave me an opportunity to mature a little bit right there from when I came up with the idea. Plus my friend from Illinois, Corey, who helped out with a lot on the Hardcore Wrestling Federation. And in my honest opinion, it needed more wrestling because it needed more hardcore styles since the early days when Sabu and Cactus Jack, let alone Sandman and Terry Funk were doing things that nobody thought they would see, like ECW, for example.
But it was time to take 412 Films to the next level. Soon after, Alliance Championship Wrestling was created in 2019 by Corey, and then afterwards, Cole Behan created a YouTube series under the name 412 and Sonic.
Both Alliance Championship Wrestling and the 412 and Sonic series, like, oh my goodness. It was like how it gave me so much ideas during the time, knowing that my series was a lot more different than everything else during the time. And I kind of remember during the time when I told my family about the idea of doing a 412 and Sonic, my series, and my family loved the idea, and my aunt was just like, "Are you sure you really want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I really want to do this because this is something I've never thought I would do, because I want to try to do something new that no one's never seen before, tell a story that I don't think nobody will ever forget."
After all the amazement over the years that Cole Behan came up with, along with his friend Corey, can 412 Films continue their fame for what they came up with?
This is kind of a new landscape in 412 Films right now. I've really gotten down to the old skin of my bones and really got down to the bones of 412 Films and really how it all started. What I'm trying to get at is basically I really shedded 412 Films' old skin and really got down to the bones. And I really learned how to not just communicate with myself, but learn how to do things the right way and understand that sometimes that things are different the way they are. In my honest opinion, that's how I think that on how things were since 2021.
October 9th, 2021. Things were getting pretty hard on Cole Behan and his family when Colton Apartments raised up their rent at $700, and things were changing for Cole 412's channel.
It's just, I knew that was the last time that my real life self was performing in one of the covers. Knowing it was fan made and the song Appropriately Frantic really told my story. Knowing everything else that I try to do. And I was very thankful, and I felt like I was incognito, knowing that things were changing for the better when sadly things were pretty hard on me during the time.
Around that time, after Cole was done working on his next cover, knowing it was fan made, he was confronted by his grandmother to face a big time future.
And I remembered it was late 2021, in the middle of October, when I was working on a lot of stuff, and after I got done filming, my grandma told me we're moving, and I was like, why? And she told me was that Colton Apartments raised up our rent at $700 because of the move. It was very hard and difficult, not just my family and everything else, and knowing the whole ordeal, it was very hard on me. And I was sobbing in tears out of everything, knowing I was going through a lot. Ever since the candy addiction I've been through, I was like, what are we doing? Is this how it's really going to end? And after we moved, knowing that my grandmother had a lot of difficulties, and after I helped out my grandmother move, I took a long, hard look at myself and realized what was the purpose and everything, and why did we have to move during the time?
Summer 2021. Dakota Behan had to be gone away for 2.5 years after being through a tragic car accident that he was involved in back in Phoenix, Arizona.
And I realized that there was no way that I was going to pass up on this opportunity, knowing that YouTube was like the landscape for everything else, for amazing YouTubers, like my friends, for example, have been through a lot of times, but they really pulled off amazing videos that I make today. That basically, out of everything else, I remembered going through a lot during the time, and I made this project that I was very proud of, and it was an idea of my cousin that I truly miss to this day. I was very sad that I was never going to see my cousin again. He had to go away for 2.5 years. It really broke my heart to hear that. Yet the part of me was just so sad and depressed during the time, knowing I couldn't see my cousin again. Yet the other part of me was just choking the life out of it, saying like, I love him! And basically, it was pretty hard on me ever since.
Throughout time in his life, Cole Behan was bullied at times, and he's always been disrespected by so many people over the years, let alone in 2019.
It's just sometimes there are just some people out there that don't understand how things work these days. Some people need to understand, though, that they just need to move on and just realize that there are some problems out there that they need to work on their own. And from what the problem was I was going through, some people just really kind of disrespected me, and some people I really thought, could I really trust at times? And it hit me in the brick in the head. And there's one thing I learned in life, and that was you have got to stand up for your own principles. Now's the time. It's just sad, though, that I'll never see my cousin again at times, knowing he had to go away for 2.5 years. It's just, I really love my cousin Dakota for everything he's not just done for me, but more importantly, my family, and for everyone I really care about. And more importantly, though, my cousin Dakota has been through a lot of times, and I still miss him every day. And yet, though, half of me was fragmenting, knowing that I haven't been doing any projects for a while.
Ironically, Cole would take vacation time off try to spend time with his family, and try to do what he can for his wrestling work after going through a lot, after struggling through sugar addiction, eating too much candy.
It's just that my grandmother wanted me to try to stick around during the time late last year to try to help out, but I was just like telling her along with the rest of my family was, look, I know that you need my help around the house. I'm not trying to be mean to you or anything, but I really got to try to work on myself and try to make sure that I was trying to feel a lot better after all that, but you need to trust me on this, and I'll see you soon after my vacation time after the holidays. I love you. I'll see you soon. And after all that, I was just shocked. I mean, it's just that my grandmother was shocked knowing that I was working on myself, knowing what I had to do during the time, knowing so much problems I had to go through.
Cole Behan was forced to confront his own demons during a vacation time he had in Phoenix, Arizona, while working on his latest film, Behan, This is the Behan Clan.
It's just that I had to confront my demons, and just knowing that I was hanging around my mom's place during the last year during the holidays, working on Behan, This is the Behan Clan, and I was at my mom's place, and half of it, when the gates were closed, made me feel like I was in the middle of nowhere. But basically, there was just nothing to do, like around the house, but just to help out around, like clean up around the house, and sometimes eat some candy. And that was the only thing I could do during the time. And by the time I got back into Vegas, it was really getting hard on me at times. And there were some ultimatums. I might have been going through a lot at times, and through so many problems that my family and we sometimes worked it out like a family. And I got worried about all that. And yet, taking vacations in Arizona was the last thing I needed to do, but it's just that I was so fearful to test that, to see where it would work, knowing that from all the candy I was eating during the time. And yet though, it's just that being patient from waiting for the right time for my mom to head out of the house while I'm working on TNW and everything else. And sometimes patience was not my strong suits. It's just, I've been going through a lot of times knowing from the problems I had, but patience was always the right thing to do. But more importantly though, I had the guts to just wait and just work on it in the process. After all that, throughout the vacation times I had in Arizona, it was very difficult at times. And I just didn't want to try to go through old patterns again and just eat too much candy, because that was a bit of a problem I had, knowing all the problems I had in the past, that I wasn't done yet. Yet I go back in my projects I seen, and my God, it's just, Astro's past was one thing, but some parts of my past I've already moved on from ever since. It was pretty hard on me. But out of all that, I was also very thankful for my family. And out of everything else, knowing that I am very, very thankful, knowing that my family and I have been through a lot ever since. But we always stick together and stay strong.
Can 412 Films' 8-year run try to continue to grow?
It's just that I am so much in love with the idea that my grandmother came up with, where Beyond the Ring was where a documentary where I would talk about the wrestlers from what they do like outside the ring, from all their accomplishments, what they did in the ring. And Beyond the Ring was more of a mission statement, not just for myself, but also for my family. I was very thankful to have like my baby sister Ariana by my side during the time, knowing that she has been through a lot at times, all the bullying she's been through, but she's very tough and an amazing young lady that you'll ever want to meet.
Throughout the years, Cole's grandmother, Linda Helzig Tejeda, came up with the idea for Beyond the Ring, where he would try to talk about the wrestlers' history for what they've done outside the ring that people don't know about, and talk about the accomplishments they've done inside the ring that people don't know about. And it was brought forth that Cole heard news that his baby cousin, Elizabeth, Cole 412's Aunt Danielle, her daughter, was watching his videos.
Yet though, on the other hand, that led to where Beyond the Ring was given the green light. Ever since then, I came up with the idea, that my grandmother came up with the idea. I never thought I'd see how far it could get. And I remember from one of my latest videos I did that my cousin Elizabeth was watching one of my videos I did, my baby cousin, my aunt's daughter, and she's been going through a lot during the time, not just by hanging around her dad's place, but also my aunt's place, knowing the whole ordeal of what's going on during the time. It's just that I remember a time where my aunt told me was, Elizabeth just saw one of your videos, and I was just like, which one is it? And she said, it was the one where you did for one of your covers, and I was just like, I just couldn't believe it. But I was very happy to have my cousin Elizabeth watch one of my videos, and that was exciting news during the time. And today, it signified after from all the wrestling shows I did, it signified that I was back, and I was really fired up and ready. But on the other hand, though, I just can't wait to do another episode of Beyond the Ring for you guys, and more episodes of Tuesday Night War, ACW, and of course DHWF, everything else for you guys. And I promise you one thing, that I will never ever let you down, and no matter what the odds are. There will be more videos on this channel, no matter what the odds are. And the most exciting thing is, I just want to say though, for everyone that has been here since September 1st of 2014, some of the people that are new here, all I want to say is thank you all so much for being by my side, no matter what the odds are, for all the support. And I want to thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. And I truly believe everyone has a heart on their sleeve for all the support. And all I want to say is thank you all so much, and I can't wait to do more videos for you guys. Thank you all so much.